KILR Killer Games.
Hello and welcome, gamers and simmers and pilots. I am the Killer Gamer, and this is X-Plane 11, and we are going to watch this car out in the middle of nowhere disappear. Blink! We are going to recreate the flight that I did on a previous video with Flight Simulator 10 Steam Edition. And we're going to do it here in X-Plane 11, so you can kind of see the difference. Now, on the other one, I was using free demo software from Orbx, the North American and the Bowerman airport. Those are free, which you can get from their website. And also using Vox ATC, which is something that I've had for a long time for Flight Simulator, which I really like. Now for X-Plane, really don't have any graphic enhancements. There's a few things that some plugins that I downloaded, like to enhance clouds and like vehicles and trains and planes and automobiles and all that. No, really, the only thing that I have actually bought for X-Plane is a little conversion utility, a plugin that allows me to use my ProFlight Emulator ATC program from Flight Simulator over on X-Plane, because the ATC on X-Plane was driving me absolutely up the wall. The same two voices. One is always in a helicopter, one's always in a plane, and it was just driving me nuts. For the most part, it was vectoring you where it needed you to go, kind of, but then sometimes it would kind of like direct me. It's like I'm on the approach to the airport, and then it would like want me to vector off or to raise altitude and then do a missed approach. I'm like, no, I'm not gonna do a missed approach. I'm doing just fine. So I'm like, cancel IFR. I'm going to land anyway. The first time I landed, they got mad. So, so yeah, I'm like, nah, I'm going to use my ATC software. So, anyway, I'm going to go ahead and connect my ProFlight emulator right now. It's right here. So we'll go ahead, we'll just connect to FS, and we're not going to do any push and start for this flight. And you'll see right down here, and I have a kitty right here who keeps going after my breakfast. Meow! My breakfast consists of hard-boiled eggs, and a strawberry milkshake Pop-Tart. As opposed to the chocolate pudding that I had on the Flight Simulator video. Oh, and Ovaltine, because you have to have your Ovaltine. Alrighty, so stay away from my food, Talia. Alright, so what we're going to go ahead and do... There's the police car. It's like, I don't know where those vehicles are going. They're going off into the Twilight Zone, but I'm going after them. Whee! Alright. So let's contact tower. We need to be on Unicom, and it would help if we turn on the vehicle. It would help if we turn on the airplane. Okay. Sorry, there was no sound before, and that wouldn't have been fun. I figure since this is my first video for X-Plane 11, not including the 2 demos that I did, I wanted to kind of briefly go over what I've got here. So those of you who are X-Plane 11 fans, you can kind of help guide me to help improve my experience, because so far I've been playing around with it, and I gotta tell you, I really like it. I'm very impressed with it. Now, am I gonna ditch FSX? No, not in the near time future. I still like Flight Simulator 10, and I still intend to do stuff with it. But I'm going to be doing stuff with X-Plane 11 too. One thing that I would love to really do is, once I get my i7 computer fixed, I'll be making a video on that, don't worry. I'm on a backup computer, which is an i5. So if you're seeing some stuttering, it's partly because I'm on an i5 computer, but it's also because of the recording software, because it's having a hard time trying to catch up. But I want to get set up for VR. I think playing this in VR would be absolutely amazing. And having the head tracking and everything, where you turn your head and you can look around in the cockpit and stuff, would be just really, really cool. I've always wanted to be a pilot. I don't know how possible that is with my eyes. If legally I would be able to fly, I think from what I understand, I can, but it's like I wouldn't be able to be like a commercial pilot or something like that. I could be like a private pilot, but not a commercial one. But then I have a thing about heights too. Not so much with planes. Like, I don't have a problem flying in planes, but if you try to put me up in a like a hot air balloon, I don't know if I'd be able to handle it. Now, as far as being in a real put me behind the controls of a real Cessna, I don't know if I would freak out or not. But considering the price of going through all that and not knowing, I don't know, maybe it's just better if I just invest in the VR equipment, and then I can fly safely and have that whole VR experience, and my wife doesn't have to worry about me crashing, being smeared across a landscape somewhere. But anyway, let me show you what I've got here. So for plugins, I've got ProFlight Emulator to X-Plane. I've got this X-Life, which is the AI traffic, because having only 2 AI aircraft flying around at one time is kind of boring. Now, I've heard that World Traffic 3 is really good, and I'll look into getting that. Allergies. I can't buy everything all at once, so it's going to be kind of a step-by-step upgrade. XP UI PC. This came with the PFEtoXplane. This one was tricky. When I had this installed, it was messing around with my controller. Like, one button was pausing the menu and the other button was flicking like 2 of my switches. I'm like, what in the world's going on here? I had to I had to go into the config file for the XP UIPC and like get rid of the joystick settings, and now finally it's not messing things up. So so that's cool. I've not messed with any of this stuff. The only reason why this is here is so that way the PFEtoXplane will actually, so that way ProFlight Emulator will actually communicate to Xplane. Got better pushback. And then I've got this head shake from SimCoders. I haven't really done anything with this yet. This is enabled. So enable the taxi look ahead. I've not even played around with this. I just installed it. So something else that I am interested in getting is this. This is also from SimCoders. This reality expansion pack. I was like watching this video, and I thought this was very, very interesting in regards to like you have to walk around your airplane and check stuff out and untie it and and then if you don't fly it right, there's like damage, and I guess you have to take it to an aircraft hangar and fix things and all this crazy stuff. So it looked interesting. This looks really interesting. So check this out. Let me know what you think. What else? Oh, here's the other thing. My scenery. Okay, so this is how I've got my scenery packs ini file going here. So I've got the HD what is that? The HD4 mesh. I've got all the way here on the bottom. Now I don't have everything installed. I have like the Western United States installed. There's like 6 grids, 6 tiles or something like that installed. So the stuff that you see out here is going to be from HD Mesh 4. Then there's this landmark stuff. There's a demo area. I've got Mr. X library because I've got the Phoenix Sky Harbor International Airport. And that, and then this is installed. I forget why. It was because of something else that I installed. And then there are these train extension and vehicle library extension. I don't know if these need to be somewhere else or if these are fine. When I read the instructions, it just said, oh, just copy them over to... Stupid thing. Super anti-spyware. Thing always comes up. When I installed it, it just said copy the stuff over to your scenery folder. It didn't say be sure to put it at the bottom or underneath this or over this or anything like that. So I just let it do its thing and it put it up here. So let me know if this is not correct. I guess we'll find out if like the whole game crashes or something. Game simulator. I don't want to offend anyone. If I call it a game, people will get offended. This is not a game, it's a simulator. Alright. So, let's go ahead and start this off. This is a little choppy here. Listen, the way the engines, or that's not the engines, the battery. Wing. All right, we'll turn this thing on. Oh, fuel. Here we go. Whoop. All right, let's see. We want these lights on, I think. I remember reading you're supposed to turn on your engine first before you turn on your avionics, or otherwise you burn stuff out or something. It's like that's what I read on that realistic. What was that thing called? Reality expansion pack. I was watching that video because if you don't do that, it like burns out your equipment or something. Alright, so now what we need to do is tune in to Unicom, which is 122.9. Now, if you've seen one of my other videos, I was like struggling to try to figure out, wait, it's like, how do I change the radio? I don't know how to change the radio. Well, I still don't know how to change the radio here, but I set it up on my controller, so let's see here. We want 1, 2, and then there we go. You know, I got quite a few buttons on this thing, but I've only got so many buttons, and I can't like hook everything up. I mean, there's like so many different options for X-Plane, and I can't put buttons to all of them. So, I guess that'd be great though if you had, you know, can you having this huge detailed simulator set up, and you have buttons hooked up to every other option. I mean, that would be pretty sweet. All right. So I think I think I have that set up. So now we just go ahead and contact Unicom. I had to change my keys around too. The hotkeys. Okay. I had to recheck the command controls again. These. Because I'm used to the 0 key to check in, but that for Unicom that only works when you're in the air. So what I have to do is, I guess, request field advisories. I have to click on the window first.
For Whiskey 8 Kilo Hotel Quebec Mike traffic Cessna November 172 Sierra Papa on the ground at 0908 local IFR request field advisory.
Cessna November 172 Sierra Papa winds 040 at 7 altimeter is 2992.
November 172 Sierra Papa roger, thank you.
I'd love to get my voice in there somehow. Although the multi-crew experience, from what I understand, you can connect that with ProFlight Emulator and then just talk to it and it works too. But maybe I don't feel like talking all the time. But then again, I'm talking a lot right now anyway, so hey, you know. Why is this all shaking and stuff? This is like annoying. You see all this? See all the world? Look at the world. Look at the world, how it's all shaking. That's annoying. So there are still some things about X-Plane that do kind of annoy me, but they're just, I guess, minor gripes, if anything. Okay, so the Unicom thing has always confused me. All right, let's. Which direction are we facing? We're facing north, so we want to go west. Alright, so we'll turn this way. Oh! That's right. Well, come on, turn. There we go. I don't want to go that fast. Jeez. Okay, so right off the bat, you can see how it's different here. There's really no there's not really anything about it. There's no detail at this airport at all. You can see how there's no little turn things to turn around at. But there is a road. There is a road. There's a road with cars driving. And you can see there's that lake. We talked about that in Flight Simulator also. And I am all messed up here. Alright, so let's turn around here. Why am I turning like this? Why is that turning? That should not be happening. I did not set up my controls to do that. It should be changing my... Ugh. Alright, hold on again. Okay. That's weird. My other stick should not be turning me like that. I don't remember it doing that before. It must be some of these plugins are causing a thing. I don't know. It's supposed to be changing my rudder, is what it's supposed to be doing. Which it does, but it's making my... Oh, it's the head shake. That's why it's doing that. Okay, I get it. Now I know why it's doing what it's doing. I'm like going nuts. I'm like, what in the world's going on with this thing? Like I said, I hadn't played with that thing yet. that compass in the center there is like dangling all around. All right. My goodness. Like, stop! Stop trying to go off the side of the road. Now, I remember reading where they were saying it's like, yeah, when you fly, you're going to have to use your rudder in the opposite direction because it's going to pull to one side. And I thought, well, why? Because props are, naturally pull to one side, and I never knew that, until I started playing this. But that makes sense. And I started thinking of Raiders of the Lost Ark because of that one scene with the biplane where it started off, and you've got those what I think wasn't like one of the props or something like that. Did it go bad, or I don't know, but it was spinning around in circles or something, and instantly that's just what I thought. I was like, oh well, it was spinning around in circles in that, so I guess that makes sense, with a prop that it's going to pull you in one direction. And now that I think about it, there are the biplanes. There's one prop that turns one direction and one prop that I think turns another direction, right? So that way it's not, I think, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. I have no idea. I'm just kind of spouting off sauce. Anyway, let's get going here. You're probably saying, well, you just get going. Just get going and fly. All right, let's fly then. I got scratches on my windshield. Up, 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 and away. set the autopilot not that high. And there we go. Look at this. Take a look at the scenery. Maybe I should turn down this volume of the engine a little bit here. My goodness, it's loud. But yeah, take a look at this. So this is all pretty much what X-Plane comes with. I mean, oh, there was a bus. I guess it disappeared. But I mean, you've got traffic and trains. There's a train track there. I mean, this is not payware or anything. I mean, this is the actual. This is the actual simulator. I mean, this is just really cool. Now, I know some would say that the Ortho XP would make it look even better, and I'm having a problem with the Ortho XP. I can't seem to get it to work really well. As far as converting it, it's like some areas have been able to convert. Other areas, the thing is giving me problems. I need to go higher. But I've got the state of Arizona downloaded from Fork Boy. I don't have it installed yet, because I have to convert all of those JPEGs over to those, what are they, those DDF files, whatever they're called. Oh, I should be checking in. Oh. There we go.
Kilo Hotel, Quebec, Mike traffic, that's November 172, Sierra Papa, 6 miles northeast at 1000.
I never told him I was taking the runway. Oops. I never said I was a professional pilot. Where in the heck am I going? I'm going completely off course is where I'm going. So I'm looking at the map. This is cool too. I like this. But and this is where I'm trying to go, is here. And as you can see, I don't know where I'm going, but it's definitely not here. So I guess I better figure that out here. Alright. Let's turn ourselves and go this way. Turn on the heading bug. Got that on nav, yeah. I have to use phone books to boost myself up so I can see over the. Because I can't fly when it looks like this. I can't see nothing. That's what's always annoyed me about flight simulators in the past. It's like, oh yay, I see nothing but a control panel in front of me. That's fun. No, I want to see what's out in here in front of me. If you had seen my demo videos, the way that I was flying in that one was all over the place. Well, I finally figured out by watching some videos how to do the autopilot and stuff, and my flights are a lot smoother now as a result. Okay, this is not too bad. I'm actually headed for the airport now. Just make a small correction here. Alright, we'll turn down our engine just a tad here. We can still take a look at some of the scenery. Like, look at this over here. I mean, this is just... I mean, yeah, this looks like Washington. And this is just... This is using the free HD Mesh 4, which utilizes the resources that are already in X-Plane. And this is gonna look loads better than what it looks like from Flight Simulator 10 without the Orbx scenery. With the Orbx scenery, it looks good, but keep in mind, that was with free demo stuff that I downloaded. Their airports are about, what, $30 a piece? And that North American region, Pacific region, that's a demo. The whole thing, if you ever get it, would be like around $70, $80. I mean, you're looking like at $100 just to get that for Flight Simulator. And I can do this for free. I mean, this didn't cost extra at all. I mean, this is cool. I'm sorry. So I'm impressed. And I thought about getting prepared, but it just looks like Flight Simulator 10, just with a few extra things. So why? I mean, they're moving it to 64-bit, but it just seems like it's just it still seems the same. Whereas this is like X-Plane 11 is like a whole new step forward in flight simulation. I mean, there's a visible difference between Flight Simulator 10 and X-Plane 11. There's a huge visual difference between the two. You can see that. But there doesn't seem to be a huge visual difference between Flight Simulator 10 and Prepared, or Prepared version 4, at least from what I can see. It still looks kind of the same. So I really don't see the purpose in getting it. I think I'd be happy I think I'd be just perfectly fine with Flight Simulator 10 and just continuing to getting expansion stuff for it and X-Plane. And I really like the community for X-Plane. So here is the, I think this is the town of, or the city, I think we're looking at Aberdeen. This should be Aberdeen and Hakeem, like over here somewhere. And Aberdeen, I believe, is the home of Kurt Cobain. They have a memorial for him there. My kitty's behind me. Hi. Let's take a look. All the houses, yeah, they look the same and stuff, but... Meow! What? Is something in your way? I was hoping I'd be getting some type of instructions or something from ATC, but it doesn't look like I'm really flying to much of a controlled space. Maybe I'll request field advisories or something.
Kilo Hotel, Quebec, Mike traffic, Cessna, November 172, Sierra Papa, 5 miles east and 1000, request field advisory.
Cessna, November 172, Sierra Papa, winds 025 at 7, altimeter is 2992.
November 172, Sierra Papa, roger, thank you.
Well, I guess I'll do this.
Kilo Hotel, Quebec, Mike traffic, Cessna, November 172, Sierra Papa, 4 miles from Kilo Hotel, Quebec, Mike at 1000, entering right downwind for runway 6.
All right. Okay, so there's Bowerman right over there. Gonna put our flaps down. Like I threw them all down at once. I'm probably not supposed to do that, but... hey! That's just what we do! On this channel? Uh-oh. I gotta be careful. I'm about ready to stall here. I'm going down. I shouldn't be stalling here. My nose is down. I should be picking up airspeed. There we go. I'm beginning to pick up airspeed now. Maybe a little too much airspeed. I'll tell you one thing, I have an easier time trying to land this than I do in Microsoft Flight Simulator, that's for sure. Up, up, up. Oh, jeez. Are there ever any soft landings on these things? Because they always sound like I'm like, wham! Okay. Well, I didn't get any message that I blew my tires or anything. I know, that's why I want to get that other program, the realistic, that other that way if I landed it, like break the landing gears or something, that'd be great. Alright, let's turn here. We'll just skid our way across the grass here. It's all good. It's alright. We'll just replant it. Alright. So you can see from the scenery here, it's similar. I mean, it's not as detailed as the Orbx scenery, obviously. But it's not that bad either. I mean, it's definitely, I mean, it's definitely very, whoops. Keep your eyes on the road, son. I'm like looking over at the rusted building. Planes going off into the grass. Now here's an example of some pretty badly placed auto-generated road right here. So we got like cars like coming right up to this spot and disappearing. Alright, so we'll come over here and we'll park. Should I park like the same way they are? What fun would that be? I don't know. It's like a house. I'm still moving. Sometimes it's weird. Sometimes when I put my brake on, I completely stop. And then sometimes I don't. Whoa. I'm moving. How come I'm moving? I shouldn't be moving. Did I break my park? Oh, I think I had my parking brake down this whole time. I wonder if I broke it. Okay. That should mean that it's down, right? I'm still moving. Why am I moving? I don't know. I shouldn't be moving. I think I busted my parking brake. Alright. Turn it off. Turn it off. Oh, I guess maybe I should like tell them I cleared the runway. Alright.
Kilo Hotel, Quebec, Mike, traffic, Cessna, November 172, Sierra, Papa, clear of the active runway.
Yep. We're cleared. Okay, so let's turn this thing off here. Yeah, I ain't gonna worry about turning that stuff off. Alright. Now, what I like about X-Plane that you can't really do with Flight Simulator is you can go outside and you can walk around. Sort of. Whoa. Okay. So like I said, sort of. Oh. Apparently I still have my flaps down. Okay. So here we are. So we're looking... So that same building... It's right here. We don't have any animated people or anything. Like before. You remember the in my other video there were some people, there was like a plane here and some people talking. And then there was some stuff over here. And then there are some, there's different fill things placed. Now what I'm wondering in X-Plane, I know with Flight Simulator, I mean all the way back to its early days, they would have these fuel boxes. And if you wanted to fuel your aircraft, you just, you know, roll over on top of the fuel box and it automatically fills it. Or it would repair it if it was damaged. Now, is there such a thing in X-Plane? Or do you just have to go into the settings and just add fuel? I'm just curious because I just, I've always liked the driving up to the, it always seemed like a sense of accomplishment when I made it to an airport and I have to actually taxi it up to a fuel pump to actually get fuel in there. I always thought it was like cheating when I went into the settings to put gas into it. So I'm just curious because I've tried putting a plane up to it and it doesn't fill it. So I was just curious. Now I know that you can kind of role play with it and just say, oh, someone just, you know, a tanker with gas came by to the vehicle and filled it up, which is probably more realistic anyway. But okay, so so this is pretty much Bowerman. There's a FedEx truck over there. Oof. That dock is not over here. Let's go up a little bit. Oh, I'm not going up for some reason. I should be going up, but I'm not. Okay, interesting. Just when you think it's supposed to work the way you thought, it's not. Whoops. Okay. So we're gonna kind of get an overview. Now if you remember, we were looking at the road and it was kind of designed a little weird. I think the road was a little better placed, or technically it'll, like, I don't know what this is. I mean, there might be a road right here, but yeah, actually I think there is a road there, right there in real life. But I remember I was trying to catch a bus, and you couldn't really see a street. But here you can see a street, and there's actually cars that drive along it too. And you can come through here and look at all the houses. Wouldn't it be great if this was like mixed up with The Sims or something? Like you have like little Sims walking out and they have like green plumb bobs. Susu. You click on that. Oh, that'd be sweet. Can you imagine trying to install a game like that? My goodness, it'd probably be like 10 terabytes worth of information. That'd be cool though. You sit there and fly to a location, and then it'd be like The Sims 3, where you just kind of like pick a house and start playing with the Sims that are in there. That'd be cool. All right. Well, we're here. We're here at Bowerman. That is really all there is to it for this video. So, hope you enjoyed it and found this interesting, at least an interesting comparison between what I did with Flight Simulator 10 and this one, X-Plane 11. Ooh, hey. Oh, this doesn't move a whole lot. Hey, there's a train. See the train down there? Right there. Okay, so this is cool. So this is kind of like a, like, I don't know, like a shopping district or something. I don't know if there's really a train there. This is supposed to be based on real nav data, I think. It's another train coming down over here. Let's take a look at the train. It was getting eaten up. Oh, they're all disappearing. That's the bum deal, the fact that they're disappearing there. Need some more variety of trees. Man. I remember when Flight Simulator, playing this back during like the Commodore 64 days and Flight Simulator 5 and Flight Simulator 98. We would have killed to get a simulator like this back in those days. Do you remember that? Man, we were happy just to have a city that had a few buildings instead of just a patch of gray. Man, something like this back then, oh man, we would have been all over it. Looks like we had some road generation difficulties here. This looks kind of funky here. Little traffic light. Did they actually stop for red lights, I wonder? No. He broke the law. He broke the law. Where's the cops when you need them? I don't know. Who's this up here? Let's find out. Night transportation. FedEx. Yeah, we just got this heck, we're not even flying anymore. Now we're just going through the hey, that's not accurate. Ow. The light. It's not it looks American, but it did not act American. I don't know if you saw that. That was right. This here is right. But before, watch this. It works this way in Germany, but it does not work this way in the US. It does not go yellow and then green. It just goes green. But watch what it does. It does the whole European German thing, which is not right. It's not accurate. Give it a moment. Wait for it. Yep, see? That's not how it is in the States. I think it should be. I think it should be, but that's not how it actually is. All right. I think that was enough rambling. Click like if you liked the video. Let me know your comments. Also, oh, that looked like an accident or something. Ways that I can improve my X-Plane experience, like I was talking before, as far as plugins and enhancements and all that stuff. So I'm digging it. I'm really digging X-Plane, so I intend to do a lot more stuff with it. But anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on another flight. I hope you enjoyed this flight from Elma Municipal to Bowerman Airport in Washington State. If you haven't seen the original flight that I did in Flight Simulator 10, then I've got that on the screen. Not only is it the flight, but it's actually a virtual tour of the location that I fly to. It's a different kind of series. There are other simulation videos on this channel as well, and new ones that get uploaded every Sim Saturday, so be sure to subscribe to get notified. Thanks very much for watching.